Let's go defensive player of the year. I mean, to me, this one's not close either. It's not close. It's Draymond Green. And Vegas thinks so too. Draymond has been talking about him being the defensive player, the best defensive player in all of basketball for like the last 5 years. He even said it last year. You guys, don't give this award to Rudy Gobert's ass. Give it to me. I'm way better than Rudy Gobert at defense. So good this year, Quinn Snyder thinks that Draymond Green should seriously be considered for MVP. That's how good he's been. This is what Quinn Snyder said. I'm not going to qualify this by saying no disrespect to Steph or Rudy, but Draymond Green is as unique a player and is having as good of a year as both of them. If you want to put someone in the MVP conversation, he's someone to me that maybe the numbers don't match up to the numbers other guys put up, but as far as the way that he impacts the game, whether it's his passing, his defense, which you obviously know how we feel about Rudy's versatility and all the things that he does, Draymond is like that. Draymond's better than that. Yeah. He just does it in his own way, and then he adds the leadership that he shows and the way that he communicates. I think that he is an unbelievable player. This is Quinn Snyder on Draymond Green, and I think he's showing that this year. He's shown it before, but it stands out so much right now when you watch them play. Why? Because they're winning. He's been doing this. He did this last year. There were times where Draymond Green was guarding legit centers and holding his own, being like, I'm the fucking guy. I am not too small. I am that dude. Draymond, let's talk about stats. Ranks 27th in steals, 29th in block shots. There are 9 rotation regulars on Draymond's own team that have a better defensive rating than he does. However, the reason that he is almost a lock to win Defensive Player of the Year is this. Golden State ranks first in defensive rating, first in opponent's field goal percentage, first in points allowed, second in defensive rebounding percentage. Who do you think's doing that? Fourth in opponent's three-point percentage, and Green is the engine. He's the one that makes it go. He talked about this with NBA.com. This is what he told them. This is just like one of the most like porn level quotes you're going to get in basketball. Nerds are going to go crazy over this. I heard this and I was like, oh my God, is Draymond Green almost just as transcendent as Steph Curry? Because this is not something that you hear NBA players say about the way that they look at defense. This is what he said. Here's the way that I look at defense. When I watch film from a game, or I watch any particular game, I'm not watching the game that plays the passing lane to get the steal. That guy, more often than not, will completely destroy our shell. He's destroying rotations on the defensive end. And more importantly, that guy is gambling. And just like any time in your life when you gamble, there's a higher risk you're going to lose. Your defense will probably suffer from that guy killing your positioning. It's the same way with block shots. In order to be a great defensive player, you can't just do that. So we never say that LeBron is great because he scores so well. We never say it's because he passes the ball so well. We never say it's because he runs the team so well. We say LeBron James is great because he does it all so well. We say LeBron James is great because he does it all the time. Defense historically is not viewed like that. It's the guy that gets a lot of steals or block shots a lot of times is Defensive Player of the Year. I don't think that tells the story of the defensive end. It's important for me to cover for everyone. That's covering the backdoor cut. That's putting guys in the right position. That's the middle linebacker who's reading the play and knows what the offense is going to do right up to the line, and then he shifts his defensive tackle over to close the gap that you know that they're about to run through. That's how I approach the defensive end. I am the linebacker who's going to get everybody to their right spots. And after I get them into the right spots, then I have to be there to cover them. That dude is a fucking genius. Draymond Green is a fucking genius. He should get it every year. He's so much more elite than everyone else in the league. Regardless of what the stats say, Draymond Green is what makes the Golden State Warriors as good as they are. He consistently gets undersold because he's not an offensive player in any way. He does not care about that. Find you someone who cares about defense as much as Draymond Green. that's not 7 feet tall. Like, it's just, for him to be from where he came from, fat, to be trimmed down, to care about his body, to become one of the most transcendent, transformational players at this one thing, and still be able to score if he needs to, you just have to give it to him. On the list is also Rudy Gobert. Fuck him. Let's move on. Giannis. Yeah, he's tall. Giannis plus 1,100 for Defensive Player of the Year. Probably one of the very few players that can win with his defensive alone, but you can't give it to him because he just keeps winning it. Right. And he scores 30 a game, so it's like, yawn. Mikal Bridges, very underrated, dude. Mikal Bridges, hugely improved. People give me hell for this. I said, hey, what role player? If you had to choose one role player to build a team around, who would it be? And for me, yeah, it's like, that's an interesting question to ask. One role player to create a team around, who would it be? For me, it's Mikal Bridges. He can do fucking everything. He's a team player. He's a winner. And he's from Philly and got scorned from Philly, so you know I love him. Joel Embiid, another Philly guy. Great defensive year. But the issue is availability. And everybody says, Philadelphia people always try to gaslight you and tell you availability is not the best ability, but it's not the best ability either. He's missed a month already, and he misses Ben defensively, and this team is going absolutely nowhere.